Ryan Lindley joins us on Extra Sports 1360. Ryan, we do appreciate your time. How was the Combine experience for you?
It was awesome. It was a great opportunity. I had a lot of fun, got to meet some people, and just felt like I came out of there and helped myself out.
I love it. Now, we always make a huge deal about a 40 time. Do you feel like your 40 time can help your draft stock rise dramatically or fall dramatically?
It's a quarterback position. I don't think it's as big of a deal. Talking to people, and it's really, as long as you're not a 4.2 or a 5.2 or a 5.3 guy, they're not too worried about you. And then, if you put up stuff like you look at what Griffin did and ran a 4.4, then that's something I think can help yourself out. But even if you're in the 4.7 to the 5.9 or 4.9 range, you're basically in the same boat. So it's not a big deal.
And Ryan, I know I read somewhere where you talked about how you felt much more comfortable about your performance in the Combine as opposed to the Senior Bowl week. Can you talk about the difference between the two? Is it nerves? Was it just you being a bit more comfortable in the position?
I think it's a lot of things. I think I felt good going in. I think I put a lot of work in since the Senior Bowl and gotten a lot better with my feet and just felt more comfortable with how I was throwing the ball. So I think I just went out and showed my stuff. And I think looking back at the Senior Bowl, I think I did well. I just think there were a couple of practices there I felt like I could have performed better, but it was a good week for me.
We're talking to Ryan Lindley. And Ryan, I love hearing you say the Combine was awesome because you have so many fans here. And it's fun to watch your career from El Cap to San Diego State onto the NFL, where you're viewed as an elite player coming out of college. At what age did you realize that you had an NFL arm? Was it in high school? Was it a certain year at San Diego State where you had that realization that your arm was an NFL type of arm?
I'd say probably maybe my junior year at State. Really, I always just loved playing the game, and I knew I've been blessed with the ability to throw a ball. So since I was a kid, I loved playing baseball and stuff like that. But I think I kind of, after being around with VJ and DeMarco and kind of seeing what happened, that I kind of put myself out there and realized that, hey, I think I have the skills and the ability to do this thing at the next level.
Ryan, it's always about the Wonderlic test as far as I'm concerned. 40 times you could talk about it, but the Wonderlic test is really the one I'd love for the cameras to actually go in there so we can watch you guys take the Wonderlic test.
Why?
I imagine because it sounds
boring.
Because it's pretty crazy. I like to watch guys under the pressure of taking the Wonderlic test. Can you describe kind of how you felt as you took it? I know those questions are absolutely crazy. What's kind of going through your mind as you're taking that test?
It's a fun deal. I always have fun with it, and your agents prepare you to take practice tests. They're always different tests, but it was a cool deal. It's something you want to just answer questions as fast as you can because it's timed and you want to get through as many as you can. So it's just kind of a mad dash, but at the same time, I think you want to try to get as many right out of the ones you answer as possible.
Ryan Lindley, the former Aztec, getting ready for the NFL draft, joining us here on the Power Hour. Ryan, we know you. You're not the type of guy who's at the clubs. You're not the type of guy getting into trouble off the field, but the NFL teams don't really know you yet. So in the personal interviews, how invasive, how private do the questions get?
Yeah, it's kind of, they all start out and they're all pretty general with the background information they're wanting to know. And it's understandable. They're getting ready. If you're lucky enough, they're going to make a large investment into you, both monetarily and their coaching and their efforts. So it's something you got to make sure you know this person inside now when you're going to get ready to pick them up.
Right. Also, another thing is I know you guys go through a full day of activities. Have you up early, you're up to late at night doing a whole bunch of things, meetings and drills or what have you. But can you appreciate this? Was it a bit too fast for you to even appreciate? The Combine is a pretty cool event. You're up there with some of the college best. You're trying to prove your stuff. It has to be pretty cool. Did you get a chance to even appreciate what you were doing?
Yeah, I did. And going in, I think people kind of, just hearing it from other people and my agents, I thought I'd be busier than I was, and I think it was still you're going and you're moving around. But even looking back, I'd say the Senior Bowl was almost more on the go, just because you're meeting with everybody. You got practices you're doing. There's other stuff. So there's football stuff, and you're learning plays. Whereas this, we had meetings, and we're in meetings from probably 7 o'clock to 11:30 at night, trying to meet with different teams, but really it's kind of a lot is hurry up and wait. With the stuff we do with the medical and the physicals and stuff like that, a lot of times you're rushing around and you're doing things all the time, but a lot of the time you're waiting, you're sitting around, you're talking with guys. So it was a fun process, and it was like I said, it was a great experience.
Hey, Ryan, the bottom line, rookies play in this league. Anybody from Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, to TJ Yates with the Texans. Do you feel ready to play in the NFL immediately, or do you think you could benefit from maybe a year as a backup to watch the speed of the game?
You know, I agree with both of those. I guess both of those sides of to an argument. I mean, and that's the question that a lot of teams are going to ask you when you meet with them. And for me, it's really right now. I'm ready to go in, and I think I can always learn. And I'm ready to learn under somebody. I'm ready to learn under the coaching, whatever it is. And I'm going to go compete, though, too. I mean, I'm a competitor, and all of us are great athletes who've gotten to this point because we love to compete. So I'm going to go in there, I'm going to try my hardest, and I'm going to put my best foot forward, continue to improve, and if that means they deem that I'm ready to be the starter, then that's what I'll do, and I'll go for it. And if not, then I'll sit behind, and I'll bide my time, and I'll continue to wait and learn as I can.
And Ryan, what about your pro day? I imagine you're going to have a pro day. If so, when will it be? And what are you looking to do as far as, showing guys or showing teams what you can do that you didn't do in a combine? And do you have an idea of who might be there at your pro day?
Yeah, it's the 21st, so it's coming up in a little less than a month, almost 3 weeks now. It'll be out of state. And I'm looking forward to it. I think, and I've said before, this whole process it's long, but it comes up on you pretty quick, and it's a grind. But at the same time, I'm just trying to show teams that I've improved. And I went to the Senior Bowl and wanted to show them that I was better than what I was during the year, and I made improvements in my footwork, my accuracy, and I think I did. I think I improved on myself from the Senior Bowl to the Combine. So there's just some things that I'm going to tone down, come back to San Diego, and just get my feet completely right, be ready to put up a good show at the Pro Day.
Ryan, some athletes are going to say they don't watch ESPN, and they don't go to the websites, and they don't care about the draft profiles. But have you ever tuned in to see what Mel Kiper, Todd McShay is saying about you, or just a website that's going to tell everybody the pros and cons of Ryan Lindley?
Not really. I mean, I think I probably did look at it more when I was in college and wanted to check it out. But now that I'm in it, I think I'm too busy worrying about the other stuff that I haven't really checked it out. So I'm not looking into it too much.
Did you even get a peek at what Ronnie might be doing as far as Ronnie Hillman, one of your former teammates here at San Diego State?
Yeah, I got to see him this weekend and throughout the week. I mean, like I said, we're sitting around a lot of times and we're sitting and waiting for half an hour for a doctor to check us out and tug around at our knees and make sure we're all healthy. So me and Ronnie, we get caught in the same room together and talk for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'd see him someplace else an hour later. So we got to catch up. I haven't seen him probably since the bowl game, but he did well for himself too. I was happy for him, and he's going to put up a good show this next month too.
Now, I can open up the San Diego State media guide and see you at a certain height, and then you can go to the Combine and be a different height. Was there any discrepancy between media guide height for Ryan Lindley and then Combine height?
I think I've always been. I even used to get on Mike May and say he shorted me a little bit. I think I was always at 6'3", and I'm probably around 6'4". I mean, they really scrunch you down when they're doing everything. They're jamming your neck down, so you look down. So I think everybody gets skimped about a half an inch from what they really think they are. So I mean, I am what it says I am, about 6'4", 230, and that's what hopefully I'll be at the. That's what I was at the Combine. That's what I'll be at Pro Day.
He is Ryan Lindley. All right, Ryan, before you go, forget modesty. Every single prospect is compared to a current player. With Ronnie Hillman, your teammate, they said he is a Chris Johnson type of running back. What about yourself? Is there one current quarterback who you have a same style as?
I mean, I'd like, and I just admire the way he plays, and I hope I can get some comparisons. It's probably just Big Ben, and he's a bigger guy. I think he's pretty mobile for how big he is. I'd like to get to that level, maybe improve a little bit, but he's a guy. I mean, he just wins, and he's a guy I kind of model my play after, and hopefully someday I'll be on that level.
I love it, Ryan. We're wishing you the absolute best. We appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
You got it.